You are listening to Unstoppable Actors, the essential podcast for ambitious, unknown actors with me, Louise, the artistic director of Standby Method Acting Studio. And for the last 13 years, I've been taking unknown actors with blank CVs all the way to Netflix dramas, Amazon Prime films, TV soaps, and stage plays around the world. And every week I'll be talking with you and sharing how you can become a paid working unstoppable actor, because you 1000% can. An acting career is doable. Are you ready to dive into the episode? Hello and welcome to another juicy episode of Unstoppable Actors. We have got something very insightful to dive into today. I'm going to be sharing with you the one skill which is worth brushing up for deeper character connections. Most actors really want to jump into those characters, get a scene straight on its feet, and I do not recommend this. And I'm going to tell you why in this episode, and I'll tell you what I recommend doing instead, which I have seen my acting students who have taken on board this guidance and this advice and implemented it go on to get paid acting work in TV soaps as guest lead roles, in Amazon Prime films, in Netflix dramas, and in stage plays around the world. So if it works for them, it is going to work for you. Before I dive into that, have you got your place in our up-and-coming workshop on Saturday, the 27th of January? It's called In Character, Polish Your Performances and Get Cast Quicker. This is an online workshop for actors of all levels who want to get their hands on 3 very powerful method acting exercises that will get you deeper into the character than ever before and get you cast way more than you got cast in 2023. So we've got actors already who have registered, from Australia, all over Europe, all over the UK, all over America. So you can be from anywhere in the world. You just need passion for acting and imagination and the desire to move away from your day job quicker and an internet connection. That is it. So I've left the link underneath the episode for you. So after you've listened to this insightful, juicy and inspiring episode, go and sign up and get your place. So let's dive in then. We want to get into character and we want to create characters that wow our audiences, make their hairs on the backs of their necks stand up and make them believe that we were that character. So I'm going to share with you one skill worth brushing up for that to happen. And I want to let you know that doing this skill, practicing this skill, getting better at this skill is easier than you think, and getting into character is easier than you might think as well. Now, I already said at the beginning of the episode that what most actors want to do is they want to get a scene straight up on its feet. I do not recommend this. The reason I don't recommend it is because when you do that, you're actually, what starts to happen when you get a scene up on its feet, first of all, and you rehearse it and play it out in a particular way, what starts to happen is certain things that you've done get stuck in you. And what I mean by that is then it's hard for you to move away from the things that you've found and start making new choices with the character, bigger, bolder, more interesting choices, because the things that you've done have stuck in you and you'll keep repeating them as performance patterns. So this is why I don't recommend getting a scene straight up on its feet. Also, when you first get it up on its feet without doing this thing that I'm going to share with you, you are overlooking a hell of a lot of the character clues. And so what you do instead is you give a half-baked version of a character as opposed to an in-depth version of a character because you've missed a lot of the clues. Getting in character as well means knowing all there is to know about the character. And you can do this with this one skill that I'm going to share with you, but you've got to execute some patience because, as I've already said, if you just get a scene straight up on its feet, you're bypassing a lot of the character traits, the character qualities, their personality traits, their mannerisms, what's unique about them, and you're given a generalized performance. We don't want to do that because it doesn't get you remembered. It doesn't get you deep into the character. It doesn't build your confidence as an actor. And it means you get overlooked as well, which is not what we want. So if you want to get deeper into a character, you have to get better at script analysis. It is so simple, and you have to resist the urge to get scenes up on their feet straight away. Instead, what you need to do is you need to read the script over and over. Set yourself a goal. So maybe you are going to set yourself a goal, if you're in the early stages of acting and you're new to this, of reading a full script twice. That's a nice and easy goal. Now, if you're a bit further ahead and you regularly audition, or you've been at this a bit longer, like maybe over a year, you would want to set yourself a bit of a higher goal. So maybe your goal is going to be to read the script in full 4 times. And you are going to do that before you ever get a scene up on its feet. Because the more you read the script, the more clues you find. And the more clues you find, the more fuel you give your imagination. And when your imagination is adequately fueled up, you will make more interesting character choices. You will be the actor that finds something in the character that other actors haven't found. So let me give you an example of this. Marlon Brando was a method actor. You may or may not have heard of him. If you're a little bit older, you will have heard of him. If you're quite young, you probably won't have. But he was one of the first method actors on the scenes back in the 1950s. And he changed the face of acting, not him single-handedly. There was a bunch of actors who did, but he was one of the first ones who did, because he started using method acting, which meant he started delivering performances that were more real to what we would see in day-to-day life. Like he was showing an actual human, as opposed to before method acting, it was more melodrama and comedy of high manners and acting of high manners. So it was more hammy, the acting, pre-method acting. So he, when he was in his acting classes, was given a task by his acting coach at the time, Stella Adler, with all the other acting students to just simply play a chicken. And I have mentioned this before on the podcast, but it's worth going back over again because, Marlon Brando had a career that spanned decades. He was the type of actor that would do something with characters that other actors would overlook or miss. So anyway, when he was in this class playing a chicken, everyone else was running around the classroom or the workshop space making chicken sounds, flapping the wings, and Marlon Brando did something completely different. He sat still. And when Stella Adler stopped the exercise, she came up to him and asked him what he was doing and why he was doing it. And he said, chickens don't just run around clucking, flapping the wings. He said they also spend time roosting. And that's what I was doing. I was roosting. And it's that attitude of finding something different in the character that made him stand out and have a career that spanned decades. So this is why I'm saying the more you read the script, the full script, the more clues you're going to find, and you'll end up being that type of actor like Marlon Brando who finds something different, something more interesting in the character that actually makes your audiences watch. Now, this is important for you to know because in the early stages of your career, your audiences are not just those people who are watching the short films and the student films that you're doing or the fringe theatre. Your audiences are also directors and casting directors and whoever's on the panel at auditions. That's important for you to know because you've got to do something to stand out. So the more you read, the more clues you'll find. Then what you need to do is you need to put all your clues together in a character journal. Now, a character journal is something that I gift to my acting students, my paying ones. I've created it for them. But for now, all you need to do is get a notebook together. Get a notebook together and that can act as your character journal, and you start putting all of the clues down in your character journal. And when you've scooped all the clues out and you've got them in your character journal, you play around with them. So you do some character improv work away from the script with all these new clues. And what will happen is the character will start to take shape. So you've still not got any scenes up on the feet that are in the script. You've still not done any sort of script work practically. So all you've done so far is you've read the script however many times you've set yourself as a goal, whether that be twice, 4 times, 5 times. Then you've started scooping out all your clues, all the clues that have been left for you, and popping them into your character journal. And then you've started doing some character improv to allow the character to start to take shape. So this is all away from the script. We're not improving any scenes from the script. This is their life away from the script. And you'll start to mold the character into something exciting with clear character choices, and you will feel very good about this. You will feel very excited. So then you leave the scenes to the last part of the process, and then you start playing around with the scenes with all this new information that you've got from these 3 things that you've done before. And this is how method actors work, such as Marlon Brando. He's not alive anymore, but if you go back and watch any of his work, you will see how truthful it is, how much depth and detail there is in each character, how connected he is to his emotions, how much life and vitality he's bringing to the scenes, and how you just can't take your eyes off him because his performances are electrifying. So if you start doing this, you will start to create electrifying performances as well. So think about the best performances that stick in your mind, the ones that you've seen. This is the process method actors have took. So in a nutshell, let's just recap it. You read the script as many times as possible. You set yourself a goal and then you read it that many times from cover to cover, even the scenes that you're not in. You scoop out all of the clues and you pop them into a character journal. Then you start exploring the character with improv away from the script. And then finally you start with the scene work. And this is so exciting. This gets your imagination working on steroids and you create such magnetizing, captivating, electrifying performances. Now you can try this on your own and you can follow along with this podcast and do it by yourself. Or you can come and register a place at our free workshop on Saturday, the 27th of January, because I'm going to be showing you how to do this. I'm going to be guiding you through it practically. And I'm going to share with you 3 practical character method acting exercises that you can use in the improv part before you get scenes up on their feet. And then I'm going to show you what to do directly before you get a scene up on its feet to get deep into the character. So this is a brand new workshop. It's never been run before. It's called In Character, Polish Your Performances and Get Cast Quicker. And it is a very inspiring and exciting workshop to join, and you will come out of the other side of it a much better actor. We've got actors from all over the world who've joined it. It's 5 p.m. UK time on Saturday the 27th of January. I've left your invitation underneath. Go and click it, go and check it out and save your place.
I've absolutely loved hanging out with you, and I really hope you found this episode inspiring. If you have, please do rate the podcast and hit follow so you never miss an episode and I can help more actors like you. And come and join one of the most supportive, uplifting acting communities on socials, the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group, where you'll get your weekly injection of inspiration, networking and receive your free Method Actors handbook so you can become an unstoppable actor.